Hi, today we have Skoda Rapid 1.2 petrol engine, and I'm going to show you how to change a clutch. First we are going to remove the battery and the air filter. Now next thing is to remove the battery stand, here and here, 3 bolts. Now we are going to continue to remove the gear shift mechanism and gear shift cables. Here is one nut with 13mm wrench, and there are 3 bolts that hold the plastic with battery with gear shift cables. We are going to remove it. We have removed the gear shift cables. Now we can remove the starter motor. First we are going to disconnect this plug and plus with 13mm wrench. After removing the starter, we are opening 2 bolts. You can see them with 18mm wrench, and we are going to remove the clutch pump with 13mm wrench. There are 2 bolts. We have removed the bolts. We have removed the pump. You can see here now we can remove the front wheel. Open 5 bolts with 17mm wrench and the center bolt with 36mm wrench. Now we have raised the vehicle. Now we are going to open the ball joint. Then we are going to open this mounting here with 13mm wrench. Then with 16mm wrench we are going to remove these 2 bolts. There is one here with 18mm wrench, and there is one right on top of the half shaft joint. We have removed the half shaft. We have opened the 2 bolts. They can be removed totally, but they are loosened. And we have removed the constant velocity joint. We have also removed the bolt that is right on top of the CV joint. Now we can open the transmission mounting here with 2 bolts, and we can loosen a little bit this one so we can turn the mounting. We have opened the transmission mounting, and now we can lower the car and support the engine, and then we can remove the other transmission mounting. Now we have supported the engine. Now we can open these 2 bolts with 16mm wrench that holds the transmission. Now we have to remove the transmission mounting. It has 3 bolts. One is here, and the other one are from this side. And there is one and with 16mm wrench. This is the transmission mounting. We have removed it from there. Now we can support the transmission with hydraulic jack. And now we are going to remove the last bolt here. And now we can push the transmission from the engine. We have separated from the engine. Now it's going to, we have to move it a little bit more at the left wheel, and then we have to rotate the transmission to be removed. And this is how is the transmission turned into final position to be removed. And now we can remove the clutch. We have removed the clutch. Now you can see the flywheel is a little bit blue. That means that the clutch disc has a free spin and it was heating, that's why it's blue. You can see the clutch disc from this side. It's worn out. Even the metal brackets here are a little worn. Now we are going to change with a new one. We have new clutch disc. Now we are going to install it. First we have to adjust to align the clutch disc to be center, and then we can tighten the clutch plate. There are 6 bolts. We have tightened the pressure plate. Now we can lift the transmission and install it. First we leave the transmission as it is, and now we have to rotate it so it can be centered with the engine. You can see we have rotated the transmission, it's almost centered. Now we just have to lift it a little bit and we can center with the engine. And now you can see the transmission is aligned with the engine. Now we can continue. First we are going to install the bolts here, 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 and that one that is behind the CV joint. So here is the bolt. After we tightening the bolts, we have tightened the transmission to the engine. Now we have mounted the other transmission mounting. And we have tightened the constant velocity joint. There are 6 bolts. Now we can install the left half shaft. We have tightened the ball joint, installed the nut. Now to install the center bolt. We are going to tighten it after we install the tire, and now we are going to plug the reverse light, and we have left to tighten the exhaust mounting. And now we can lower the car to finish from the top side of the vehicle. Now we have lowered the car. Now we are going to tighten the transmission mountings, these two bolts. And now we can remove the engine support. We have removed the engine support. Now we are going to tighten the two bolts under the thermostat housing. After tightening the two bolts, now we can install the starter motor. We have installed the starter motor. Now we can install the mounting that holds the wires. It has one nut, 13mm wrench. Also, we are going to install the plus. We have finished with the starter. Now we are going to assemble the pump for the clutch. We have installed the clutch pump. Now we are going to install the gear shift cables. There are 3 bolts here that holds the plastic. Now we can install the mechanism. And we are going to tighten the nut, 13mm wrench. Now we are going to install the battery stand. There are 3 bolts for the battery stand. Now we are going to install the air filter. We have installed the air filter. There is 1 bolt here. Now we can install the battery. We have mounted the battery. Now we can install the front left wheel. We have installed the wheel. And now we can start the engine and we can try the new clutch. Now we are going to start the engine and we can try the clutch. The clutch is working perfect, and we have finished.